Welcome, everybody, to another live roundtable edition right here in our studios from Inside Out. I'm your host, Jay. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching another show here. And as you guys know, we do some interesting things on this podcast. And, that's right. Here comes the boom. Thank you so much, Trey. I appreciate you. And Trey, while you're in here, you are a mod, just so you know. And due to the fact that some activities, if you will, have picked up for me in a ways, I need you to monitor the chat, please, and do what you can to get certain things taken out, please. I appreciate you on that. Anyways, nonetheless, welcome to the show, Trey. Appreciate you. Got my good friend Tammy is going to be in here a little bit later, and it looks like we have our good friend here. Hold on a minute. Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me? Still having problems with his audio again. We're having problems with your audio, my friend, so fix it. Try to get it fixed, and then I'll get you back in here, man. All right. Anyways, thank you, Trey. And again, Tammy is going to be in here a little later. She's got some personal stuff going on, but she's going to try to be in here anyways a little bit later for tonight. Anyways, with that said, thank you guys so much for being a part of this show. As you guys can see in the title description, we're going to be talking about prison etiquette and what happens in there and what you should and should not do inside prison. This was actually brought up with one of my friends that follows me, and I decided to do a show on that and get that going. Did you get your sound check fixed? And again, I don't even know. You don't have your title name up here either, my friend. So I need to know. You need to put your name up here so everybody can know who you are, please. I appreciate it. But anyways, that's the topic for tonight. But before I get into the details of that topic, I do have a small little minor update for you guys. And keep in mind, the reason why I'm bringing this up, and I know you guys, a lot of you out there are probably tired of hearing it, the activity behind the scenes, believe it or not, is still, kind of like off and on, still happening. And certain people are, making a shit show, if you will, out of certain things. They keep bringing me up and they keep talking about me and all this fun jazz. Nonetheless, I just got an email earlier tonight before this live. And unfortunately, the guy in the email, I never met this guy. I don't know who this person is, even if it is a real person. I'm going to go ahead and assume it's people up north. And they know who they are. But for some reason, they still have a obsession with me, I guess, it seems like. And they keep pushing their agenda and keep pushing buttons and doing all this fun jazz with themselves and me. And they can't stop talking about me. 1 second, my friend. I see you. 1 second. With that said, anyways, they keep pushing their agenda. They keep doing what they do over there. And I'm actually to the point where certain people are telling me just ignore them, do this, do that. Well, I've tried that and they're still doing their thing. So ignoring them is not working. So the next thing I'm going to have to do is just continue to do the way I'm doing it, collect all the evidence, and go from there. They got a big surprise coming nonetheless. And the more they do, the more I have and more it's going to be beneficial for me. And if you're wondering what's going on with that, it's all about the perfect timing. So I'm not going to rush myself in this. It's all about the perfect timing. The more shit I get, the more it's going to make everybody over there look really, really bad. And it's more evidence for me to take down to, like, say, for example, the state capitol or anywhere else I need to take it and get certain things put into my favor. So the dumbass stuff that these guys are doing, I want them to continue to do it because all they're doing is giving me a benefit on a positive note. And I want them to keep doing it. So anyways, in the email real quick, they sit there and told me that I need to delete my YouTube channel and all my socials. And basically, they don't want their kids watching me. Well, why don't you get off your ass and be a damn parent? How about that? Kids shouldn't be watching anything that's not kid related anyways. It says it right in my description. It says it right there in the disclaimer, and this video and my podcast as a whole, it's not made for kids. I got it marked just like that on YouTube. If your kids are watching things that not supposed to be watching, then be a parent, get off your ass and make sure you know what they're watching. You be the parent. How about that? I mean, I don't get your email. Your email is absolutely stupid, but nonetheless, you don't want your kids watching me. Do yourself a favor, get off your lazy ass and be a parent. Monitor what they're watching. It's as simple as that. Stop being lazy. Stop being their friends. Be a parent. Enough said there. Oh, and by the way, I'm not going to be deleting anything. All right? The more shit you guys do, the benefits will come my way, and a major ass payout too. So I don't care one way or another. Keep pushing my buttons, keep doing your shit. I will collect, and I will take my next step in doing what I need to do. Count on it. All right, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about prison etiquette, another fancy word for prison rules and what you should do and not do in prison. I think I did a couple videos on this already, but evidently it didn't get out like it should have. Nonetheless, these rules are pretty self-explanatory. And what I'm getting at is this, and it's plain and simple. The way I look at it is when you go to prison, prison is a whole different world. It's not like out here in the free world or on the streets, as they call it. Prison is a different world. And keep in mind, as I go along with this topic tonight, I want you guys to understand this too. Not all prisons are the same. All right? Take notes if you have to. Okay? Not all prisons are the same. And I'm going to see if I can get 34 lies in here and see if he can hear me. Welcome to the show, 34 lies. Can you hear me? You're still having audio issues, my friend. I don't know why. But again, I don't know. It's got to be on your end. It's not my end. Sorry, my friend. Keep working on it. Anyways, Trey gets in here and says this. Roadhouse, the new remake, by the way. Absolutely. I'm going to go watch that too. It looks pretty good. Anyways, thanks for that. Appreciate it. But anyways, prison rules. And there are a lot of them. Each prison has certain rules set. Prison politics also runs rapid in there. You just have a laundry list of different things, guys, when it comes to the prison rules and all of that. So yeah, I think he knows that. Thank you, Trey. I'm working on it, or he's working on it. We're going to do what we can. Just bear with me. He is in the UK, by the way, and there's obviously a long distance problem here. So anyways, I'm watching him. Thanks, Trey. So the prison rules of this, one of the major rules, okay, guys, when you go to prison, and again, each prison in the States are different. Not everyone does the same thing. I can't stress that enough because evidently there's certain individuals that think that all prison rules are all the same in all prisons. That's incorrect. That's not true information. So our prison rules are like this. The number one thing that you want to not do when you get into prison is you do not want to be labeled as a snitch. Okay? You do not want to be labeled as a snitch. Because if you get labeled as a snitch, you have to basically be labeled as that and also wear that for the rest of your sentence and even on the outs when you get on the outs, depending on what prison you went to and depending on what the individual does to you when they find out that you're a snitch. 34 Lives, can you hear me?
I can, my friend.
Okay, how you doing? I can hear you, my friend. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
I'm okay. Yeah, I do apologize for the same last time, if you remember correctly. Yeah.
Oh, no, you're good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, fine. Yeah, clear, loud and clear.
Okay, perfect. Anyways, how you doing over there in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, cold.
Yeah.
We are in coming into spring, yeah, but
right.
Well, I suppose you would call it forward. I'm not sure how it is. Is it fall or
Florida?
Is it spring over there as well? I mean,
yeah. I'm in Florida. And today the weather was up in the 70s today, so real nice.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Good to be here, guys.
Yeah, and I got my friend Marty in here. He says, "What did you get put in prison for?" I don't know if you're answering that or giving that question to me or somebody else, but obviously I'm going to assume it's for me. Marty, stand by for that real quick. But anyways, I don't know if you can 34 Lies see the description in my video. I'm going to be talking about prison etiquette, and I don't know if you know what that is or not. Basically, it's the rules and the guidelines and all of that here tonight for this roundtable. So thank you so much for being a part of it. Do you know anything technically about prison etiquette? And if you do, go ahead and speak your mind on it.
Yeah. Keep your head down.
Yeah.
Don't steal. Don't. I think you said don't rat.
Right. Don't snitch. Yep.
Common sense, isn't it? Really, common sense stuff. Common
Yep.
sense stuff, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you'll be amazed how many people can't follow those easy rules. You'll be amazed.
No.
Yeah, absolutely. That's another great point. This my friend Trey gets in here and says another rule: tell the guards your correct gang affiliation. Yeah, if you are in a gang, you better, or they'll find out. So yeah, absolutely. But anyways, the number one rule, as he also mentioned in here, guys, is that you better not become or be labeled as a snitch. If you get labeled as a snitch, that's one of the big things that you just don't want to have on your person when you get into main yard or general population or something along those lines. Because again, if you get found out that you're a snitch, here's what can happen, and I've seen it. One, depending on where you're at and what prison, you can get your ass handed to you, literally beat up, literally to almost death. All right. You can get a scar across your face, believe it or not. I've seen that. A scar across your face. And when it heals, you have a permanent flag, right?
Mm.
And it's there. And what that means is when other inmates come across you and see that scar, right? They automatically know how you got that and why it's on your face. You're labeled as a snitch and it stays with you forever. And it's a bad thing to have. So just don't get yourself involved. You see something going down in there that you don't think looks right and you want to go tattletale to the CO, you're basically marking yourself up right there. Do not do it. There's another thing too that a lot of people don't know, my friend, is called dry snitching. Do you know what dry snitching is? No? Dry snitching is where you're not verbally saying it, you're writing it down like on a kite or something along those lines, where you're not verbally snitching, but you're putting it out there without saying anything, like, say, for example, on a piece of paper and you're handing it to the CO or somebody else. That's called dry snitching. And you can still be tagged for that too as well. Yep.
We would call that dropping the name in a box.
Okay. That's interesting. That's interesting. All right.
Yeah.
So, but anyways,
on the wings, prisons here we have like a complaint box where you write your complaint, you stick it in the box, but people have a habit of sticking names in the box as well. So that's dry snitching. That I think that would come under that. Yeah, definitely.
Right. My friend Marty got in here and asked, "Who is 34 Lies?" Do you want to explain who you are to the fans?
Yeah, sure. My name's Lee. I'm just outside London in the United Kingdom. Served several prison sentences over the years for several offences, violence, robbery.
Okay.
Eventually got old, got fed up with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and if you don't mind me asking, how many years did you do?
On and off, 17.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got experience then, is what I'm asking.
Yeah. Not something I would recommend, but definitely.
Fair enough.
Certainly a few years under the belt. Absolutely. Yeah.
Right. And let me ask you this question real quick, being that we're on that topic real quick before I move on to my next portion of this podcast. Would you say, and I'm asking you this because you obviously been in the system, you know how the whole thing works, obviously, like me. Would you say that short timers don't have as much experience as the long timers? Would you agree or disagree with that?
It's a difficult one, isn't it? I wouldn't like to comment because short termers tend to be in and out. They don't just do one short sentence. They're in and out. We call them revolving door prisoners over here.
Okay.
So they build up an experience over time. But long-term prisoners, they have a different perspective, don't they? Life sentence prisoners, it's a different ball game for them.
Right.
And I suppose as you get older,
Yeah.
that changes things as well. You start hanging around with different people. But I think on the whole, it's a difficult one. It's a good question.
Yeah.
Good question.
Well, it was brought up to me in another podcast, another show that I was doing, and they're sitting there trying to explain to me and tell me that short timers don't have near experience and knowledge and know-how when it comes to long timers been in prison for a long time. And here's my answer on that, and that's the reason I brought it up, and I wanted your opinion on it. And everybody has title to opinion, so here's mine. With my experience that I did in prison, for all of you that don't know, yeah, I was considered or labeled as a short timer, absolutely. And just because I was a short timer doesn't mean I haven't seen or got enough experience, if you will, when it happens inside our prisons. And believe it or not, even if I did a long lick, my experience level will be the same as a short timer. That's just my take on it, because I saw things that would turn people white. And I'm just keeping it real. I mean, I saw things in my prison where certain other prisons and whatnot, that wouldn't be happening. And it happens all the time. So again, I can't stress this enough. The reason why I brought that question up is because obviously there's a little bit of ignorance when it comes to short timers, long timers, and each and every prison in the States run differently. They're not all the same. So my good friend said, my good friend Trey says this. Regular snitching, or I think he meant to say dry regular snitching, telling authority figures when there is no benefit to yourself and completely unsolicited. Yep. Done by characters that have a bad habit of sharing gossip. Absolutely, because it happens in there. Correct. Thank you very much for that. Moving on to the next comment coming from Trey. It said this, or try to ineffectively reason with authorities and throwing another person under the bus. Absolutely, and it happens even out here. Absolutely. And my friend Curtis, hey, what's up, Curtis? I wanted to say hi to you. I said hi to you earlier, but I was my friend was speaking, so I couldn't say or interrupt. But anyways, welcome. And then he says I was a short timer. Yep, so was I. Nothing wrong with that. And then it says age makes us all wiser. Absolutely, my friend. I agree with you on that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and tear into the rest of the topic tonight about prison etiquette. And again, the number one thing you want to do, and keep in mind if you want to take notes or you can play the replay later if you missed it, is one of the major things is you don't want to snitch. We obviously know that. Do not snitch. And then Curtis says, never tell mine your own business. Yeah, very true. Thank you very much, Curtis. Anyways, we're going to do a thing called share screen. And I'm going to put up on my screen. Let me get my settings first fixed here before we do. So that way you guys can see it. All right. Where's my share screen? There it is. Bear with me, my friends. Where did it go? There it is. And allow. And here we go. All right. 8 rules to help you survive your prison sentence. And again, I already mentioned one of them. It's going to be on this list. I won't go through it again. It says how to survive in prison. All right. It says, are you or someone you know facing prison time for some sort of criminal conviction? That's a question, obviously. Or do you have a close friend or family member who has recently been incarcerated and does not know what to expect in prison? It says this, the following 8 most important rules for surviving in prison should be a big help. And I want you guys to understand that. Hey, Tammy, how's it going? Thank you so much for being in here. I'll get to you in just a second. Just bear with me. Some of them were told to me by a career criminal at the onset of a 9-year prison sentence. Again, keep in mind, I'm going to highlight that. Career criminal. That means he's been in and out a lot. Obviously, he has not been reformed. Anyways, moving on. It says, others I learned from experience during my incarceration. And everybody has different experiences. Pay attention to that. In other words, I am not only passing on theoretical information I received from someone else, I am also speaking from experience. Again, experience. That's what we need to see. These rules will help you or someone you know survive in prison. They might just save someone's life. Moving on. Okay, number 1, again, respect other inmates. Okay, there it is. I'll highlight it if you guys can't see it for whatever reason. Again, respect other inmates. There is a buttload of respect that needs to be taken care of in there. You have to have respect. If not, you're not going to make it. Your time in prison is going to suck. Just keeping it real with you on that. So it says this, to respect others basically means not to say or do anything to them that would not want them to say or do to you. So it's a mutual ground, two-way street. Get my drift. This should go without saying, but you would be surprised at how many inmates do not follow this rule and end up getting in trouble. Yep. Hurt or killed in prison. One of the worst forms of disrespect I'm aware of is stealing from another prisoner. Again, stealing. One of the biggest no-nos that you should not do in there, but people do it anyways. And I'm talking walking proof of that. I got my commissary stolen, but I was asleep when they did it. So that's even worse. If you're going to steal my shit, do it while I'm awake. Don't do it while I'm asleep. You're just a coward like that. Anyways, moving on. Stealing is not tolerated in prison. Your own friends will beat you up for stealing. Absolutely. You also do not want to call someone a punk. That's another word. Again, I'll highlight it just for the episode for tonight. You do not want to call anybody inside prison a punk. Another word, the word bitch. That's another word that you don't want to use. Anyways, this is just inviting trouble. Basically, you're asking for a fight. Inmates take that seriously. A punk is someone who won't stand up for themselves. Therefore, when you call someone a punk, you are basically insulting his manhood and challenging him to a fight. Absolutely. There it goes. Hey, Curtis, thank you so much for your comment. It says, nope, they don't tolerate. Absolutely. Prison politics, Trey Stone said. Absolutely. And Tammy said, respect is a huge one. Absolutely, guys. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Tammy, you're also a mod in this chat. So you got to also help Trey and monitor the chat tonight, please. I'll explain more later. Anyways, cutting in line, another violation. So you don't want to cut. Prison has lines for everything. The chow hall, work, the clinic, etc. Remember, back in grade school, you had to be put in lines to go to lunch and all that. Well, they do that in prison too. Imagine that. At times, prisoners must wait half an hour or more in several lines a day. When you cut in front of them, they see that you are thinking you are better than them. And it's another form of disrespect. Anyways, they do not like that at all. Moreover, not only will the prisoner you cut in front of be angry at you, but everyone behind him will upset with you as well. So you're causing unnecessary drama that you don't want to bring to the table. All right, moving on real quick, guys. I hope you guys can see this. And if you can't, let me go ahead and just for shits and giggles, zoom in a little bit more for you guys so you guys can see this in better detail. It says this, do not get involved with gangs. Absolutely. Here's another one. Forget what prison movies depict about the necessity of joining a prison gang for survival. In most prisons, again, most, not all, there's that key word, guys, most. Marty said, is making friends on the inside a good idea, just like you guys take on that? What you're, I'm assuming he's saying take on that. Good question, Marty. Stand by. I will get to you just on that question here in just a second. Just let me get this out of the way first, guys. All right. Anyways, in most prisons, you do not need to join a gang for protection. See, you don't have to. It's merely done by choice. I said it once before in one of my short videos. I was never part of a prison gang, and neither was I. And I never got beat up, stabbed, or raped. There you go. Again, right here, there's a lot of misconception going on. And I never got beat up, stabbed, or raped. Excuse me, R word. Sorry, YouTube. Or anything like that. As a matter of fact, I never even got into one fight during my entire incarceration. I didn't either. Although I got close to a couple of times, there were some arguments. Yep, there were. However, I was in low security prison for most of my sentence. There you go. See, it all depends on your, again, low security or security level. The higher the security level, the harder it is. The lower security level, the easier your time will be. That's a factor right there. Nonetheless, the people that were getting beat up and stabbed were the gang members. Yep, because they like to cause a lot of drama. The same ones that were supposed to have all the protection. Absolutely. That is because gangs are always fighting each other for control. Everybody wants to be the top dog. I remember when a fight broke out between the Nortinos and the Serranos. That's the Mexican gangs, if you didn't know that. And a bunch of them got beat up. This was Lomanic Federal Prison, California. You guys have probably heard of that prison. Anyways, across the street at a higher security prison, oops, my bad, Nortinos and Serranos even sliced each other with tin from soda cans. There you go. And then basically, here's more info. I'll go through this briefly. And again, thing number 3 is do not do drugs, but they do it anyways. There's a massive amount of that in there right now. And again, our CEOs are the ones bringing it in. I'll do this real quick. The first time I saw someone die of drug overdose was in prison. Absolutely. It's very, very big time in there right now. My neighbor overdosed on heroin and died right in front of me. They're not just dying from this. They're also dying from fentanyl and other issues too. Keep that in mind as we go along. Not to mention prisons perform random drug tests on inmates. Yeah. I was tested about twice a year. Sometimes they woke me up at 3:00 a.m. to test me. Absolutely. There you go, guys. So there's another thing. Do not do drugs. How bad is prison food? Again, prison food is disgusting. I've already did a massive amount of shows on this. I'm not going to go there anymore with that. But you guys can read it. There you go. The prison state food is disgusting. Hence the reason why most of them have to order commissary just to feel satisfied and full. Moving on real quick, guys. The next rule of thumb or in prison, do not gamble. But they do it anyways. Trey Stone's got here said, tip your barber. You don't need to, but they don't need to do a good job. Absolutely correct. Trey Stone also said, friends, you need to find 4 associates for you walk everywhere with. Walking by yourself can make you a target. Absolutely. It all depends on your charges too. Anyways, it says next one, do not gamble. Because if you can't pay your debts, if you lose your gambling game, that's a big no-no. So you better have some way to pay your debts. Moving on real quick. Number 5, do not get involved with homosexuals. It's absolutely uncalled for in there. Yep. You can't mess around with the transsexuals and the gays and all that. Because if you do, it's just a bad look all the way around for you. Don't do it. Next one down the list, guys, is do not talk to the guards. Because when you basically butter up to them and kiss their ass, the other inmates are thinking that you are basically snitching. Do not become friends and talk to these guards unless they come up to you. That's a different story. But again, there it is, guys. Again, do not talk to the guards. Keep that in mind if you're going in. Next down the list, keep yourself busy with positive activities. I can't stress this one here alone, guys. Look at this. And yes, keep in mind, guys, there's not a lot of activities because, again, DOC says on a lot of situations that it's not in our budget. But we all know that's bull crap. It is. And I did a podcast on that called Follow the Money, I believe. And it says right here, you need to find a way to kill time. So get yourself involved, go to church, do classes, do what is available in your prison. Stay out of the hype and the drama, and your time will be a lot better. Moving down the list real quick. Number 8, get God in your life. Absolutely. I just said that again. Get yourself with Jesus, get yourself with the Lord, because again, even though you weren't on the streets, you can and have a choice to do it while you're locked up. And it makes your time a lot easier. I should know because I did the same thing. I got involved. I went to church. I did everything you could think of to stay away from the hype. All right. You don't need it. Anyways, I hope the rules there is beneficial to you guys and you understand. There it is. What's your take on that 34 lies?
Yeah, a lot of good advice there. A lot of good advice there.
Absolutely.
I chuckled at the don't get involved with the homosexuals.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're trying to be politically correct, but obviously there's different names for them. But yeah, you don't want to get involved with them because that makes you look bad.
Yeah. Yeah, some good stuff.
Anyways, let's get into the chat real quick. Let's go ahead and answer Marty's question. I think he got in here earlier and it says, is making friends on the inside a good idea? Just like you guys take on, what's your take on that? I'm assuming that's what he's asking. Well, again, depends on what kind of friends you're talking about. Yeah, you can make as many friends as you want, but you got to be careful. Trust in there is slim to nothing in there. In order for, to trust your friends, you basically got to kind of, test the waters. Does that make any sense to you guys? You got to kind of figure out who can be your friend and all of that. But again, just because you have friends in there doesn't mean they're going to be your friends on the outs when you get released. Because I had friends in there and I don't talk to any of them now. Imagine that. So, they all moved on and had a life. I hope I answered your question there, Marty. Again, great piece of advice from my friend Trey Stone. Said this: tip your barber. Yeah, when you go get a haircut, it's kind of nice just to give them a nice little tip, whether it's in commissary or something else, because they're doing something for you. Do something for them. It's a nice little respectful gesture. You don't need to, it says, but they don't need to do a good job, and some barbers don't. I always kept my hair short, so I didn't care if they were trying to make it messed up or not. I wasn't there for a fashion statement anyways. Moving on with that, it says, friends, you need to find 4 associates. You walk everywhere with. Walking by yourself can make you a target. Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you got something on your record that's not going to be respectful to the other locked up individuals. Because if they find you alone, you're just setting yourself up for failure right there, or basically waiting for yourself to get unalived. Moving on real quick, guys. It says this: drugs in prison, K2, which is a rat poison and weed killer. It can stop the heart. Absolutely. It's a major pandemic nonetheless. And it's a major thing. And again, keep in mind, everybody asks, how's it get in there? How's it get in there? Well, the COs people are bringing it in. Tim Mann goes, greeting Tim Mann. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being in here. I'm glad to see you, my friend. And then Curtis, my friend Curtis, who also lives in Kansas, said trust is earned. Absolutely correct, Curtis. Thank you so much for that. Tim Mann said, here. Tammy, my good friend Tammy, says, any wise words from Rick? He's listening. Yeah. Well, if he's got any advice why he's in there, have him share it. Put it in the chat and let me know. My advice for him is just to keep his head up, smile, don't get involved with the drama, and do his time. Don't do somebody else's time. Moving on with that, Oil Can Tin Man. Let's see here. Oil Can.
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. So I get the joke now. All right. Anyways, what do you have anything you want to add to the laundry list of rules and prison etiquette? 34 lies. Go ahead.
No, I like the one you just handed out at the end there. Do your own time, nobody else's.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing that people obviously have a misconception on. Because again, you have to take into consideration that when you get sentenced with your name on the paperwork, not somebody else's. You know what I'm saying? So when you get into prison, wherever that is, you're in there to do your time. You're not going to do somebody else's, and vice versa. So, and if you are or get to that point where you're doing someone else's time, you're going to find out that's going to suck. And yeah, you don't want to get involved with that.
No, definitely.
Here's another great one. Curtis said, "You give a promise, keep it." And I am a very obviously, I'm a person that keeps my promises. Ask my friend Curtis; he should know. I haven't broken any promises to anybody, and I tend to not break it anytime soon. So I give my word on that. Absolutely, Curtis. Thank you so much for that, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Tim N said this: tip the barber, don't get into debt. Absolutely, another great piece of advice for people going in. Tim Man said, don't complain to lifers. Yeah, that's another great piece of advice. When you are, or if you get, I guess you could say lucky, and I don't mean it like that, but just saying, if you get put into a cell with somebody that's doing life, do not brag about how much time you got. Do not do it, because they'll take it as basically 100% disrespectful, because they're never going to get out. They don't want to hear that. They just don't want to hear it. So keep it to yourself. Great advice, Tim, man. Thank you. Moving on, Curtis said, yep, absolutely. And that's where I'm at with it. So we are almost at the bottom of the hour. God, where did the time go? Holy crap. With that said, does anybody in the chat want to get up in here on the live panel and shoot the shit with me real quick before we get off of this thing? I'm going to name off some people. Tammy, do you want to get up in here? Curtis, Tin Man, anybody want to get up in here and speak your mind about this? And no needs for apology, my friend Tin Man. You're good. As long as you're in here, it's what counts. It is what it is. And I guess I understand you're at work and work's important, and I get it. No hard feelings. Go ahead.
Can I just say, yeah. Oh, I don't know about over there, but over here, the sort of the word on the street, if you like, is when you're going in there, don't take anything valuable with you, because
you won't get it back.
No, if you manage to get it into the prison, you're going to lose it. Watches, jewelry, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yep, I'm talking proof of that, because I didn't get my wallet back. I didn't get my ID back when I got released out of out of jail. It somehow mysteriously disappeared in jail. in the property room. So yeah, that stuff comes up missing. So if you got like rings or a certain amount of cash on you or something of value, I highly recommend giving it to your family before you go get taken away.
Yeah, definitely.
Give it to your family. Don't let them hang on to it, because it will come up missing. Another piece of great advice from Trey says, don't talk to people after they finish calling home. Bad news comes. They can snap on the next dude. Absolutely. And Trey, I'm glad you brought that up, because here's something else that you don't want to do when it comes to the phones either. Now, obviously phone call time is very important to a lot of locked up individuals. They got to have their phone calls. They got to be able to talk to their family, their kids, their wives, their girlfriends, their family, whoever it is. And sometimes bad news comes into play. All right. And you don't want to get involved or be disrespectful while you're, out in the day room, as it's called in some prisons, and be disrespectful by walking by and being loud and all that when people are on the phone. You do not want to be disrespectful and get involved with somebody else's conversation unless you were invited to come over to that phone call. So absolutely spot on, Trey. Thank you so much for that. Tim Man said this: if a CEO wants what you got, yep, absolutely, they're going to take it. Absolutely. Tim Man's also said, don't say anything that can be used against you. The fuzz is always listening. Boom. Absolutely. There's cameras in there. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, I think some prisons even have mics. They're listening too. So again, be careful. Everybody's watching. There is no such thing as privacy, if you will, in prison either. Okay. So great, awesome information, guys. Thank you so much. 34 Lies. Anything you want to add?
No. Yeah.
This is a great topic and very educational.
Yeah. Very, very subjective as well.
Thank you.
Everyone's got the story, a bit of experience. It's interesting stuff.
Yep. Let's see. My friend got in here, said keywords are flagged. Thank you very much, Chris. I appreciate that. Thank you. Anyways, let's see, Tin Man gets in here. Again, everybody, you're more than welcome to get in here and talk with us live. If not, you can do it in the chat. It's much appreciated. If you don't know how to get involved with me live on the panel, anyways, the link to join is in the pin section of the comment section. Go hit that and become in here as a guest, and you can chit chat with me and 34 Lives. Anyways, washing naked.
Yeah. Sorry, can I just say, what does Curtis saying? Their keywords are flagged. What's he saying there?
Oh, for Curtis, my friend Curtis is I think I made Curtis a moderator in the comment section. I don't know if you know what that means.
Right.
Basically,
Okay.
he's monitoring and watching the chat tonight to keep certain things out.
Okay.
So certain keywords are not going to be welcomed in here, if you get my drift. Because believe it or not,
I was seeing it in.
No, you're good.
I was seeing it in terms of what Tin Man said about the fuzzo was listening. I thought there was some connection.
Right, absolutely.
No
I got
problem.
haters. I got haters. So let's just put it that way.
Okay,
let's see. Tin Man said washing naked next to a bunch of killers might be an indication that you don't have privacy. Absolutely. There is no such thing in there. Correct. Thank you, Tin Man. And this is another good one too. Great. Thank you, Curtis. Again, I had a brain fart. They don't check outgoing mail, but unfortunately they did with my locked up loved one. And I think they did with mine too, if I'm not mistaken. They checked outgoing mail. They're not supposed to, because sorry, I'm going to brain fart. That's an 8th Amendment violation. Absolutely. They're not supposed to check outgoing, only incoming. If you are curious. Thank you, Curtis, for that.
Over here, we have both ways. Yeah.
Oh, do they? So they do check outgoing too? Oh, wow.
Absolutely. And sometimes your solicitors mail, legal mail as well. They don't have no respect over here.
Wow, that's amazing.
Nothing's sacred. Nothing's sacred.
Right. Well, I get it. But according to my research and whatnot in my home state of Washington State, they're not supposed to check outgoing. That's why I said, and Tin Man's basically correcting me, and I take all corrections. They check all mail except legal. Yeah, you're correct. I know. But again, depending on the prison, according to what information I have and where I did my time at, they're not supposed to check the outgoing. I could be wrong. All I know is when I received my locked up loved one's mail, it had tape all over it. So they cut it open and looked what's inside. Anyways, and then Trey Stone said this: prison email have keywords they look for. Okay, thank you so much for that information. See, education is key, guys. Education is awesome. I love it. Tin Man said they told us not to seal our letters. Oh, see, that's interesting because we have to seal ours. We did. I had to lick the envelope, believe it or not, which is nasty as hell, and seal it and put it in their Dropbox. And then when it gets received in the mailroom, I guess they open it anyways to look what's inside, and then they tape it and send it out. That's what they do. Interesting. So again, some prisons do, some prisons don't. Yeah, and Curtis said this: I sealed all my mail. Yeah, so did I. And then it says, unless it was legal. Right. Correct. They didn't open my outgoing mail. Yeah, see, they're not supposed to. So it's a mixed bag. So I guess some places do it, like 34 Lies said they do both.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, that's amazing. So the thing is, though, what I have a problem with that, though, is that what happens if you got something that is private and you don't want certain eyes to see it? That's just disheartening.
Don't write it down.
Yeah, I guess. And on top of that, don't tell over the phone either.
No.
Because they're listening. Those phone calls are recorded.
Absolutely, yes, they are. Yes, it's a major infringement on your civil liberties, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely correct. And Hutchinson reads all mail. Tin Man said that. Wow. Well, again, it depends on the prison. I stand corrected nonetheless. But my prison, according to what I know, they don't, but they do. They're not supposed to. I guess is the word.
Was it a lower category prison, perhaps? Is that why? Maybe more trust.
Say that again.
Was it a lower category prison? Security
I was
wise,
considered mine. Yes, I was considered in low security prison. I wasn't higher.
okay. Yeah,
Um,
over here they're more kind of on the ball, what we call Category A prisoners.
okay. Is that
We have
high
A,
or
B,
low?
C,
Is that
D.
is
Yeah, that's highest. Yeah, A, and then category. You work down B, C, D. Open prisons, Cat D, and they're the ones that you can go out and post your own mail, that kind of stuff.
okay? Yeah, interesting because the chat's saying like this. They're just going to do what they want. Oh, I get it. You're so spot on that. Absolutely, they don't care.
Of course they are. Yes, absolutely.
Um, and then my friend
The
Tin Man says
world.
I was a medium. Okay, so if I'm trying to remember because it's been 15 plus years, guys, for my shit. Um, I would say possibly medium to low. What's the lowest? I think lowest is there's something past medium. I just forgot. Anyways, nonetheless, guys, sometimes it happens. Um, but anyways, I was very low security. I was not a high risk. I wasn't a threat, anything of that nature. So that's why they classified me as low risk everything. So anyways, moving down the line, Trey said this: if you are sick or old, Oakdale is lazy and neglectful. Absolutely, I wouldn't be surprised, Trey. And again, if that is happening, again, keep in mind that's also an Eighth Amendment violation. You cannot have inhumane treatment in there. You're supposed to have certain things happen, and they're supposed to keep it at a certain level. Anything less than that, anyways. Trey said redeeming. Yep. And I don't know if he's in here. Oh, he is. What's up, redeeming? I just now saw you. Welcome to the show. Tin Man says low, medium, max, super max. Okay, so that's exactly what I think my state had, low. So I was between low, medium, if that makes any sense to you guys. Hi everyone, welcome. I'm glad you are all here. Yeah, welcome in everybody. Anyways, any questions for me? If not, if you got any questions for 34 Lives, please ask it in here now. If not, I'm going to go ahead and get this next portion of my information out. I got a lot of stuff going on as usual. My weeks are very busy, as you guys know. I don't advertise a lot of my advocating. People say, "Who do I advocate for?" And how come you never show it? How come you are never heard of? And all of the crap that's going on when it comes to what I do. First thing, there's obviously a major reason why I don't advertise it. And I'm not going to get into the gist of it, but I chose not to advertise my advocacy because obviously now it sounds like, especially in social media land, it seems like it's a compete match. And I'm not here for a competitive match. I'm going to do my thing, help who I can help, and keep it hush hush. It is what it is. So if people were asking, there's your answer to that question. And then, of course, I got something coming up this Monday with another friend of mine who hopefully will be getting educated on because, again, they're starting a little small beef with me over there on that platform. So I got to take care of that on Monday. Never ends with me. And I don't know why. Everybody is obsessed with me, it seems like. And I guess I'm being more exposed. I'm getting more put out there. I got an email tonight saying that I need to delete all my social medias. I'm going to tell you guys right here, right now, without trying to sound disrespectful or sound like a broken record. I am not going to delete anything. You don't dictate my life. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. You don't like me, scroll on. If you think you don't want your kids watching me, then be a parent again and get off your ass and be a parent and watch what they're watching. I give all my disclaimers out. I give the warnings. This is not made for kids. That's a dirt. If you can't read the disclaimers and my warnings, move on. I'm not shutting down anything. All right. Let's see. Where's it at? Tin Man said, I advocate for ex-inmates and felons. Yeah, so do I. That's what I'm trying to do. Inside and out, by the way, not just in. And then my Redeemer said, record it. Also, they are your OnlyFans. Absolutely. And they're still doing their thing over there. I'm still talking the town. I want to give a shout out to those people too, real quick, and let them know. Thank you so much for all the subs. I'm almost at 5,000 subs thanks to you guys advertising my stuff out there. And the people up north Believe it or not, the people up north are the ones doing it. They got my link up there and everything. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Finally, someone said it. Absolutely. And then Trey said, if you poop, pee, or fart, put water on it, or they'll be in trouble. Right. Absolutely. That's another thing in there. It's called a courtesy flush. When you're doing your business, flush every time you drop one because they don't want to smell it. Absolutely. You guys are awesome. Ew. Absolutely. Yeah, but it happens. It happens. All right. 34 lives. You have anything you want to add before we bounce out of here?
No, I think that just said it there. Drop and drown by the Tin Man? I think I'm banging that.
Drop and drown. Where I was in my prison, they said, yeah, absolutely. They said, taking your kids to the pool. Yeah, it's weird in there. People come up with some weird ass slang. Trust me. Dropping. Yeah, that's funny. Drop and drowned. Robert says, I got your back. I appreciate that. And I got yours, my friend. Hello, how are you? Hey, what's going on? The young centrist. How you doing, my friend? Thank you so much for being in here. And healing victims. Absolutely. We need more of that too, obviously. All right. With that said, we're getting close to shutdown. Anybody else have anything? Put it in the chat. If not, we're going to have to do it a bit later. I hope this was a very educational podcast nonetheless to you guys. And I hope you guys appreciate what I do. Now, here's what you guys can do to show your appreciation and your support. Hit and smash the like, guys. That's another thing that helps the YouTube algorithm to get me out there more. Put a comment down below what you thought about this video and all of that. And also hit the share button. Share this video with your guys' friends, platforms that you belong to, so somebody else can get informed. And before I go, looks like Tammy wants to get in here. Hey, Tammy, welcome to the show. Real quick, what's up?
Hey, just wanted y'all to have Rick in your prayers. He goes tonight for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're almost 100% positive. So
okay.
You
So
guys,
everybody in the
please.
chat, Tammy's husband's going on the chain bus, I believe, in the morning and heading out. So please keep him in your prayers. And
what does that mean exactly?
What's that?
So
Chain
he's
bus?
in county. He's been in
Right.
county 8 months, and he's going to serve a 25-year sentence.
Wow.
He's looking at 11 and a half.
Yeah. The crimes he never committed.
For a crime based on hearsay that he was forced into a really ugly plea deal. And I'm gonna fight to appeal and get some things. I've got some things going already, but it's gonna take a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of patience to get this all turned back around. So he's probably looking at least 5 or 6 years minimum. And that's me being like really, really friggin' hopeful.
Yeah.
But yeah. And it's a race issue too because of where he was at. So
The R word. Sorry.
I
yeah.
wish him well. I really do wish him well.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Yeah, he's never been in trouble. So this is a whole newfangled thing that I don't want to take up too much time, but yeah, they are Tin Man. I agree. And I think we've got to start.
We got to expose that.
I got a whole plan for that. I got a really, really good plan for that whole plea deal crap that goes on. We need.
I think we should do a major. I think we should do either a series or maybe even a 2-hour session about the plea deal system.
Yeah, we need to teach people how to
really
stop being scared of these damn judges and these DAs and these pretend public defenders. I'm sick of it. They work for the state. They do not work for the defendant. Why even have it?
Yeah, and keep in mind, there's a lot of ignorant. Right. Keep in mind, guys. There's a lot of ignorant people when it comes to the police system. I just got told here, what was it, yesterday or day before? If you're so innocent, why did you take a plea deal? Why did you take it to the box?
Yeah, again, they have no clue.
I get so tired of hearing that. Take it to the box. If you're innocent, take it to the box. I'm gonna do a
because you're leaving your life up to a bunch of other 12 idiots. Sorry, people are dumb.
Yeah, they just don't get it, and I'm gonna have to break it down. And everybody, listen, everybody on this podcast here tonight is invited to that special show. I think I'm gonna try to pull it off next week sometime. So stand by for that.
That would be really
That'd
cool.
be
Yeah, because
interesting.
I have
Yeah,
some really interesting
that'd be
things
cool.
I'd like to say. 34, I tried to respond to your email and it won't send back. So if you have an alternative one, please write me again because I have saved your other email. I would like to connect
Yes, I
with
shall.
everybody that wants to reach
Absolutely.
out to me.
Yeah. So
Absolutely. I shall do
well,
that.
everybody put your emails in the chat. You guys already know mine. Reach out to me too. I'll try to do what I can to share everybody's email. Reach out to me, voicesfrominsideout@gmail.com. Again, voicesfrominsideout@gmail.com. All one word. If you don't spell it like it's said, I won't get it. So again, there it is, guys. What a great show. Again, if you guys have any information regarding the plea system, send it to me, send some data, and we'll do a 2-part series or a 2-hour show just under that right there. Again, thank you so much, 34 Lies. I'm going to copy that real quick, and I'm going to put it in the chat. There it is, guys. This is 34's live. Come on. 34's Lives email. There it is. Check it out. Write it down.
EbenezyGood.com. There you go.
Yeah, I can do it. It will be seen there because the mods can see it and all that.
Yeah.
Nonetheless,
Thank you.
yeah, no problem. Anyways, I'd like to have you back in here, 34 Lives, on that special show. So mark your calendar. I think I'm going to try to pull it off. I can't do it Monday, so I don't have anything scheduled for Tuesday. So if anybody can make it on Tuesday, let's do it Tuesday at 8:00 at night.
Tuesday. Brilliant.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
So mark your calendar, 2:00. 2:00. I'm sorry. It's 8:00 Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. All right. All right, Tammy.
Bye, guys.
Take care, Tammy. I get it. I understand.
Bye, Shannon.
Tim Man in here gets real quick, says, can't be jury of your peers if there are no felons. Absolutely. Again, for the record, there's Trey Stone's email. There it is. Thank you, Trey. And Curtis's email right there too. There it is, guys. All right. With that said, I'm out of time. Dang it. I wish I was more time. Hey, 34 Lies. Much blessings to you. Thank you so much for coming into the show, and much love and respect.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Hope I can get you back up in here on Tuesday. Don't miss it. We're going to do a plea deal party.
That's going to be really interesting.
Yeah. I got something to say on it. I have to do this because obviously there's a buttload of ignorance when it comes to that alone. So I can't help it. I got to do it.
I'll do some research so I know what I'm getting myself into.
Yeah. Well, and
I know it's a very complex topic. Yeah.
And I'm going to assume that you have a little bit of experience under that plea system, don't you?
It's very different to the one you have over there.
Yeah.
So I believe.
Well, nonetheless, it's part
Let's
of the
save this for Tuesday, yeah?
Absolutely.
Save this for Tuesday.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, nice to meet you, my friend, and you have a great evening.
And you. It's been a pleasure. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys, that's going to be it for here. If you guys like this podcast and you like the information and all that, and it was very educational for you in some form or fashion, you know what to do. Hit the like, smash the sub button if you're new here, and turn on the all notification bell. Put a comment down below what you thought about this video and so many other things you can do. If you want to become a member, hit the member and come in here and have extra perks that you can't just being a normal sub. If you want one of these t-shirts, go over there right now and check it out. Nonetheless, you guys, thank you guys so much and showing your love and respect and support on this channel. Got a lot going on, and I will do my best to keep you guys all updated. With that said, oops, my bad, wrong button. With that said, I'm your host, Jay. You all have a great evening. Talk to you later soon. Bye, everybody.